Hi everyone, welcome back. Hello Cosmic Dragon friends. It's been a while since I've been here. I apologise. So I just wanted to hop on today with a energy update for everyone. So this is going to be a collective reading. We're just going to have a look to see what's going on in the energy in the collective. My cards are very chatty. They're already jumping out all over the place. They've clearly got a lot to say, and I'm really happy to be back and talking to you all, to be honest. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to do that. If you're drawn to do it, they really want to talk. Okay, we're not taking that many. We're going to start with this deck and then we're going to see where we go with this reading. We're going a bit free and easy, so let's see. This reading is intended as timeless, so it is good for whenever you're finding it. Remember, this is a collective reading, so it is for many people. Take the elements that resonate for you, leave the ones that don't. Okay. All right. For some reason, I'm reading right to left today, and I normally read left to right, so this is strange. It's interesting because I've also changed my room around. I'm usually at the other desk, which is over there. My regular bureau is to my left, so I feel like I'm all back to front at the moment. So there is this kind of back to front energy coming through as well, because I was just suddenly out of nowhere inspired to do that. So here we are. I've got a whole new backdrop and different crystals and a lovely, I collect these. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Paperweight, glass paperweight. I get them secondhand from the charity shops. This was like £2.50 or something. Okay, we use recycle. Right, what have we got going on here then? So we've got number 23, Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Well, that's good to know. That's a lovely message. 52, Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. 36, Koi Fish Spirit, there is always enough. And 66, White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. This is a very, very spiritual, high-level reading I think we're getting through today. I think some of the people watching, whenever you watch this, it doesn't matter because it is timeless. This is a very high-level reading for some very evolved souls, some very interesting, very old, ancient souls who perhaps need a message of reassurance at the moment that everything is okay, that everything is going to be okay, even if it doesn't appear to be quite how you want it at the moment. It's definitely going to turn out all right. There's a lot of magic here. There's a lot of foresight as well. You look at the two birds we've got on either end, almost like sentries for you. That one's looking that way, that one's looking that way. They've really got your back. They're really looking out for you here. They're guarding you almost. There's a sense of being guarded, being protected here, and a need for that. And the koi fish is very, very positive omen to see. Number 36, 369, 369 is a magical manifesting number as well. So it could be that there's something you're waiting to happen in life at the moment, or you're trying to manifest and it hasn't quite come to pass yet, and perhaps you're feeling a bit scared, a bit intimidated, maybe worried it's not going to happen. Maybe you've had signs and synchronicities and you were so sure it was going to happen, but it hasn't come to pass yet. Perhaps you're doubting yourself. Perhaps other people are getting in the way. Perhaps there are some difficult spiritual lessons popping in the way first, and you're starting to wonder maybe if you dreamt it all or made it up. I do that all the time. I'm always thinking that of all the people who shouldn't be doubting myself, because I work with spirit on a regular basis. But we all do, of course, we all doubt ourselves, don't we? All of the best mediums and psychics that I've ever met and talked to, they all suffer with doubt and self-doubt, and perhaps some imposter syndrome here as well coming through for some of us. So the white raven spirit, I love this. It looks like a little baby raven to me because it's so fuzzy. It looks like a juvenile bird. So it could be something that's quite new, could be something that started in the winter or is going to come to pass in the winter, because I want to go to 6612. So 66, 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 reduces down to 3. You guys know I'm a numerologist, so I do play with the numbers like that. I do like to add them up and reduce them down to one digit to get all of the energies that we can pull out of those numbers so we can get the full message. So 66, 12, 3 with the white raven spirit. Absolutely adore this card. Very, very magical. And these red berries as well. And the fact that I don't see any foliage, it evokes winter to me. So I've got a message, something to do with December here. There's something to do with December, either something that should have happened last December or something that's going to happen next December, perhaps. Definitely a connection with that month there. So 66 is a beautiful number. It is, in many ways, it's the higher heart, the 66 energy, but it's very much following the desires of the heart and manifesting with the 369. 36, 3 plus 6 is 9, 369, manifesting with this card. And there's also protection with the fish as well. Now, I used to have a tank of goldfish and they all died one after the other. I had these beautiful fantail goldfish. They were gorgeous, and some of them looked a little bit like this, but obviously they weren't koi carp. They were small goldfish, sort of so big. But I absolutely thought they were gorgeous and beautiful, and they kept dying, and I kept replacing them. And I was absolutely distraught because I couldn't understand why these fish kept dying, and I was doing my best to keep them. In the end, I managed to keep a couple for a couple of years. They managed to live a bit longer. But I read one time that when a fish dies, it's actually not a bad thing. It's taken a bullet for you energetically. So energetically, it's soaked up some negative energy that otherwise would have affected you badly. And so it's protected you from something. So I learned to thank the fish when they passed. And I did feel bad because I lost about 12. And it wasn't like a disease in the tank because I was treating the tank. The water was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. But I did have a spate of fish dying over time. And I know that is a thing that happens. But yes, again, there's this element of protection here of the fish taking the bullet for you, so to speak. So I was very grateful, and I've just seen 555 on the clock as well there as I'm recording. So I want to bring that number in here too. Now, I think, is it in Thailand that 555, when you write it, it's the equivalent of putting LOL, like you're laughing? Someone in the comments, please tell me, because I'm sure I've seen that somewhere. But that's just what it made me think of. It's almost like Spirit wants to help you to lighten up, to laugh, to see the big cosmic joke that life really is, and to know that it's not that bad and not that serious. And then 527, the scarab beetle, very ancient, mystical Egyptian connections here. So you may have a connection to ancient Egypt, to the starseed planets that connect to Egypt. You may consider yourself to be a starseed, to have some connection to off-world, other planets, other beings, species, higher dimensional beings. It feels like there's a lot of support coming through from other places, from other planets, from other dimensions at the moment, so that's beautiful too. And with the 23, 5, so 2 plus 3 is 5. 23 is called the Icarus mind in the numerology system that I learned, which is esoteric numerology, and it's the Icarus mind is where we fly high in the mind. And again, it's that number 5, and I was saying about 555 being a number that I noted. But it is where we have very lofty ideas, and we can really engage in some blue sky thinking, perhaps some very high level spiritual thinking as well. So it could be that you're getting some very interesting inspirations coming through, or some very high level teachings coming through. I'm just being told they may be coming through your dreams at the moment, very high level teachings coming through dreams for a lot of people in the soul groups that are drawn to watch this reading. So be aware of that. And I also want to say, don't be afraid, because some of the dreams may be less nice than others, shall we say. I don't want to say disturbing, not necessarily going to be disturbing dreams. I had a very weird dream the other day where I was fighting a snake. But I like snakes, I've got nothing against them. I quite like them. But this particular snake was being a bit naughty, trying to bite me. It wasn't being too bad, but I was scared, But it was a very, very powerful dream, again, steeped in symbolism. So when I woke up, I was thinking about it. So number 8 coming through as well. 88, 88, 16... 7. Very mystical energy coming through. There is a sense of exhaustion coming through here as well with the 88 as well, and having to endure, having to keep going no matter what. Very, very heavy energy. And I'm actually very drawn to my paperweight here. I've never put any of my paperweights out, I don't think, for my readings. I might have done once or twice, but this is a recent acquisition. And I love the swirl, the sort of pink cloudy swirl. And on the bottom it actually says Misty Scotland. It's from Caithness, so there could be a connection to Scotland or Caithness for some people there as well. But it is a little bit misty. It's not as clear as some that I own. It does look a little bit misty inside. The glass doesn't look as clear, or it's a little bit opaque, and it kind of look like cloud formations coming through here. And I'm very drawn to the swirl. It's almost like the spiral of life that keeps going, the spiral of our lifetimes, and the exhaustion that we can feel from keeping going, keeping going, keeping going. It's that, in tarot terms, it would be the 10 of Wands energy, exhausted energy, feeling very tired. So you may really feel like you're kind of coming to the end of your tether at the moment, like you've had enough, but there is this powerful protection. And the good thing about having birds is that they can see. further than we can, because they can fly up higher, and they can see what's over the horizon. They can see what's coming in that direction and that direction. So you're very safe. You've also got a creature of the water and a creature of the land here as well. So it does feel very much like Spirit have really got your back. They've really, your spirit guides, your spirit teams, your angels, whatever it is that you work with, believe in, pray to, they're really looking out for you at the moment. And the fact that I was guided to pull 4 cards as well, or rather, shall we say 4 cards jumped out, because I didn't pull them at all, did they? They jumped. So that's a very solid, grounded number 4, and the sun's just coming out here as I've said that, so now I've got a big shadow. That's going to annoy me. I won't be annoyed, it's fine. 4 is a very grounded number. It can also be very protective. It's very down to earth, and it's in a positive sense, it can be calming as well, because it helps us to ground ourselves. So I feel for some of us out there, there is a reminder to ground ourselves. If you haven't done that recently, ground yourself. You can do that simply by drinking a glass of water, doing any kind of grounding exercises. There's lots of them, certain yoga positions. There's all kinds of different techniques, and I teach some of those. If you'd like to know some, let me know. So let's see what else is going on in the collective energy today. So these cards feel a little bit calmer, which is nice. So we've got hummingbird spirit, joy, another bird, and a hibiscus. Love it on 22.4. Reflecting pool, stillness on 33. And toadstools growth on 44. You couldn't make this up. 22, 33, 44, that's some very magical numerology coming through there. You guys saw me shuffling, right? Oh my goodness. That's pretty magical. I really like the toadstools as well, because the skirt I'm wearing today, I'm going to show you, has toadstools on it. It's a mushroom skirt. So there's a connection to magic and witchcraft perhaps there for some people, if that's something that is a part of your path. Joy from the hummingbird. This one wants to come off the bottom as well. Thicket of thorns, uncertainty. Yes, on 43. So there's that uncertain energy. I like how it's pulling the 4 and the 3 energy in to get a 43-7 there, which is the number of the mystic as well. So 22, very emotional. 33, very spiritual. 44, very grounded. So it's almost like extreme versions of energy coming through here is what I'm sensing, but it is all part of this spiritual growth, this period perhaps of uncertainty where we're waiting for answers, we're waiting for things to happen that we feel have been promised, foreseen, that we've sensed coming, that we've maybe seen in dreams. We've had prophetic dreams, prophetic readings about them, and it just hasn't happened yet, or hasn't happened as quickly as we thought, or maybe not quite how we thought it would be, but we will see that truth in time. It's just going to take some time, I think. Bee Spirit Prosperity on number 5, and Enchanted Fern Grotto Refuge on number 16-7, and then Knowledge on the bottom of the deck here with the Air Spirit coming in. So yes, I do feel like you might know more than most. I'm going to put this somewhere you can see it. There we go. You might actually know what's going on better than others, even if it feels like maybe you're not sure about your intuition, maybe you're not sure about what you've been told. You do know more than others. You do have more oversight, more insight in this situation, absolutely. It is going to be joyful. Things are going to work out okay. But again, there's this protection that comes through with the refuge. An interesting correlation with number 16, which in the major arcana of the tarot would be the Tower, which is a very turbulent energy. So it could be that this is a refuge from turbulence at the moment. And I need to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Try not to sneeze. I feel like I suddenly needed to sneeze then. So there's some disruptive energy coming in. Because there's no reason for me to sneeze. I don't have hay fever or anything. Thicket of Thorns, uncertainty. Yes, it could be connected to your money, but it could also be, I'm going to go back to the abundance fish here, the koi carp that we had. These two cards have a very similar meaning, a very similar energy here. They are about abundance, about manifesting the things that we want, and that spiritual prosperity. That doesn't necessarily have to be money. It can just be the energetic exchange of what it is that we want or what it is that we're seeking. So it is coming in. And this is a time of spiritual reflection, I feel, for many, and that's okay. Use this time wisely. I love her little dragon tattoo there. I don't know if you can see that. And if you look at her, she's looking at her reflection in the pool, but she's a swan, not a human being. Isn't that interesting? She's a swan and she's seeing it for the first time. And it could be you discovering new parts of yourself or seeing yourself in a different way that perhaps you haven't seen yourself before. Maybe understanding deeper truths about yourself that maybe other people have told you but you didn't believe them. Seeing beauty in yourself that maybe you couldn't see or didn't understand. So there's a very beautiful message of growth, personal growth coming through here. The interesting thing about toadstools and mushrooms and fungi is very often we associate them with death, don't we? Things that are dying grow mushrooms on them. But the toadstools themselves are life. They are an evolution of that energy and that substance becoming something else just as beautiful but different. So we are becoming something just as beautiful but different and perhaps misunderstood that others may see as poisonous, like these red mushrooms here. Not mushrooms, I shouldn't call them that because they're absolutely not mushrooms. They're toadstools and they're very poisonous. Don't eat them. So where are we going next? Just asking my guides. For some reason they want me to pull some of these. I feel like there's a love message from the universe coming through here because I've been guided to get these love notes. If I can actually open the box, which will be a good thing, isn't it? There we go. So there's messages of love coming through here, absolutely. And it might be that you're waiting on a partner. Maybe you're waiting on a new relationship. Maybe you're involved with someone and it's on hold, or you're at a distance. You know, it's not necessarily to do with money or work, although it could be. And it could be all of those things. Maybe lots of things are off kilter right now, feeling a bit out of whack. So let's just see what we've got here. You are fabulous. Yes, you are. It's like you're seeing yourself for the first time. I want to put this here like she's looking at it. She's looking, you are fabulous. See it, see it. You are the love of my life. You are my inspiration. Yes, you are an inspiration to others. You are loved. You are inspiring. You are fabulous. You are beautiful. There's very affirming messages coming through here. Normally I wouldn't use these cards if I wasn't doing a love reading. So a little bit unusual for me to have been drawn to bring those ones in. But we've got another deck I'm going to grab here. Oh, okay. More cards jumping. We got another jumper, guys. And it is mending on 52. We've got another 52. So that's an important number coming through here. 52, 7. 7 is the number of the mystic. We've also got another 7 down here with 43, 7. So very mystical time of spiritual transformation, growth, learning. It's a very good time actually to apply yourself to spiritual learning or spiritual practice. I think that could be very helpful or successful for you. Isn't it interesting how you can see the shadow of my hand shuffling, but you can't see my hand shuffling, but you can see the shadow. So it is a time, I think, you just see it over here. It's a time to interact with the shadow realms. It's a time to interact with what some people might refer to as the occult, which, as we know, just means what's hidden, what isn't known, what is considered dark. But it's not dark, it's just what we don't normally see. It's the other side of things, the other aspects of things. Maybe it's time to do some shadow work. Maybe you've been doing shadow work and you're in the middle of that at the moment. You know, I feel this terrible urge to start making like shadow animals now, which I'm not going to do because that's very silly. So, you know, it's a reminder that even in the darker work that we do, there can still be fun. We can still be lighthearted even when we're in the shadow and the darkness. So let's see what else our guides have to say. So mending. I feel there is a mending of hearts going on at the moment. Mending of broken hearts were the words that came to me initially. New life on 39. Loyal heart on 53, which, no, it's 35. I'm lying. It's upside down. Loyal heart. Yes, like your heart was very loyal to certain people and you were let down perhaps. And that doesn't have to be romantic. That could be family. That could be friends. That one's upside down as well. Co-create. I don't read reversals and these must be upside down by accident. Co-create. Yes, a time to co-create with the universe, with spirit on 40, 39, 52, 35. Interesting numbers. There is a new chapter beginning, but if you look, she's only just waking up to it. She's not quite ready to start that new chapter. I feel there's a new energetic chapter coming in. There's a connection to April here as well for some people. Maybe that's when it starts or when you were expecting something to start. And again, I was about to put this the wrong way round. What is wrong with me today? Everything's topsy-turvy. Truth be told on 14. So some windows opening, but a window to the heart opening, some heart truth. So you may be hearing from a loved one or from somebody that you care about that you were hoping to receive a message of love from. Maybe your heart has been loyal to someone, but you haven't heard from them. Blessed, another 22. So there's these double numbers coming through here. Very, very heightened emotions coming through. Maybe you were afraid that somebody wasn't going to come back, that they didn't love you, that you weren't loved. Maybe you're about to hear from them. So 28 building blocks, 28, 10, 1. Yeah, so it's a new beginning. It feels like building a new phase of your life, but you had to go back and rebuild the foundations. For some of us, we had to go back and rebuild the foundations, and that can look like retraining at work, that can look like starting again in relationships, it can look like doing shadow work in counselling or in therapy. It can look like lots of things for different people. Obviously it's different for everyone and you know your situation, but there is a reminder of just how blessed you are, just how loved you are by spirit. Beautiful card, this one, this gorgeous shell that she's coming out of. This one kind of looks like she's coming out of a shell as well, almost like we're being reborn. The interesting thing about shells is I've actually got some shells out here, and I'm not sure if I've ever put shells out doing readings before, but as I was laying my new table out with my new cloth, put my crystals out, I was drawn to put this candle out, which is like a pearl in a shell. Probably not going to burn that one because it's too cute. And I was drawn to put these shells out. These are ones that I collected, that I've collected myself. Oops. Little shell, sit there. There we go. And I put them along. There's all the different ones, different shapes and sizes. And I was just drawn to put shells out, which I don't think I've ever done before. So there's a connection to shell, maybe coming out of your shell, maybe being reborn, or maybe my mind goes to the hermit crab that likes to use other creatures' empty shells, doesn't it? It has to find itself a new shell. It's like you've outgrown your shell and you've got to find a new one. Hermit crabs are very interesting. If you've not seen them do that, look it up, Google it, look it up on YouTube. Watch a video of a hermit crab leaving an old shell and finding a bigger one for itself, because that's symbolically, I think, what's happening at the moment. And that must be a very, very frightening time for the hermit crab, because when they step out of that tiny cramped shell, and it's almost like getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of a rut, isn't it? And I've just seen 22:22 on the clock. Couldn't make this up, seriously. And 22 is such an emotional number. Oh. It's almost like they feel so vulnerable because they have to step out of the shell. They've got nothing to protect them until they get in that next one, until they can climb in that next one. Soulmates on 41, beautiful. So there's a beautiful message of love and affirmation here. If you are waiting to hear from a loved one, there could be a message of love coming through. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be family. It could be friendship again. Happy. Between worlds. That's kind of where I feel we are right now. We're kind of half in this shadowy bit and half in the bright bit over here with the flamingo. So there's good things coming. So there's some good supportive energies coming through here. I'm liking this a lot. Very positive energies moving forward. So even if things are looking a little bit darker at the moment for you, which they might be, we are going in the right direction. So I hope that helped you, my friends. I hope there were some messages in there for you. Please do comment. Let me know if you found that helpful or uplifting, useful. Please remember to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon in the next reading. Bye-bye, my friends. Bye.